What's up, movie lovers? It is Jay Spice Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, and it is a 1988 slasher movie that stars Lar Park Lincoln, Terry Kaiser, and Kane Hodder, and it was directed by John Carl Buechler. I think that's how you say his name. I've heard Buechler, I don't know. And it's written by Manuel Fidello and Daryl Haney. So the backstory behind this was that the Friday movies were losing money, they weren't losing a lot of money, but the sequels were making less and less money as they went on, which just makes sense because people are getting tired of it. And the Nightmare on Elm Street movies were making a lot of money, so they're like, hey, let's make Freddy vs. Jason. But they didn't make Freddy vs. Jason because the studios couldn't agree, like, how the story would go, I guess. They didn't agree on it. So, gotta look up the history here. So, apparently there was this concept that was like Jaws by one of the producers where, a corporate land developer covers up the previous Jason massacres in order to profitably build condos on Crystal Lake. I would have liked that more than the movie we got. That sounds kind of cool. But, the screenwriter Daryl Haney, he just basically said, like, hey, Jason, there's always the final girl, and what if the final girl had powers? What if she had telekinesis and she could actually fight back against Jason? So that's a cool plot. So basically the plot of this movie is that there's this girl named Tina, and she has telekinesis, and she accidentally killed her dad. I mean, she was a kid, so she's traumatized by that. So she goes back to Crystal Lake, because I guess it's not called Forest Green anymore like it was in Part 6, so that she could, like, recover and stuff. And she wants to bring her dad back to life, but she accidentally brings Jason back to life, and then Jason is going after her and this group of teenagers that lives right next door to her that were planning a surprise party for a guy, but of course Jason kills the dude. So what I thought of this movie was, it's really dull, you know, like, all the kills, they used to be pretty brutal. I saw the cutscenes. A lot of them they weren't that great, but there was a couple kills that was like, oh, that would have been amazing to see. But the MPAA butchered this movie. They had to submit the movie, I think, like 8 times before they would finally rate it R, because it was originally rated X, and if a movie's rated X, you're pretty much screwed because nobody can go see it. But what does the movie do? I thought some of the characters were okay. Like Tina, she was interesting. I liked her. I don't know why people think it's dumb that she has telekinesis, because Friday the 13th series is about a dude. It's about a zombie, basically, that just keeps coming back to life and killing teenagers. There's enough stupid stuff in Friday the 13th. Why can't you throw in a telekinesis? A girl with telekinesis. Like, why not? I thought it was a cool idea. But when they do her powers, it isn't really executed well, because she basically just goes like this and just, like, stares at the camera and then just shakes her head a little, and then things start moving. I don't know how else she could have showed that telekinesis was happening though. She was okay. There was 2 complete douchebag characters, but they were, like, fun to hate. Like her psychiatrist, who was just trying to exploit her for her powers, and then this really stuck up girl, Melissa. They were both really good just because they were great at playing, like, really evil people that you hate. There was this one dude who's just drunk all the time, and like, man. He was kind of funny. And then there's this nerdy kid who comes up with an idea for, like, a comic book or whatever called Star Mummy. He was kind of funny too. But otherwise, all the other characters are really dull and really boring. The movie's really boring. It's basically just like the teenagers hanging out, but they're not doing anything fun, and just Tina running in and out in the woods for an hour and a half. And it's just, no. The opening was cool. when you had the guy who played Crazy Ralph narrating about Jason's backstory, and then they had a bunch of montage. They had a montage of like previous kills. That was cool. Jason's look, awesome. He has like a chain around his neck. You see like his spine and his rib cage is exposed. His clothes are super decayed. Half of his hockey mask is missing. Well, not half of it, but there's like a huge chunk missing of his hockey mask. He looks awesome. He is straight up just a nasty zombie at this point, and it is great. Kane Hodder plays him. He's a fan favorite. Kane Hodder is so intimidating. He's brute force. He is so good. And there's one amazing kill that he does. It's not as good as the original version because it's less bloody, but it's still really good. The sleeping bag kill, everybody knows it who is a Friday fan. It's a lot of people's favorite. I'm not sure if it's my favorite kill, but it's definitely up there. It's really good. And there was some decent character scenes with Tina, but otherwise all the characters are just really boring, not really fun. The climax was okay with Tina using her psychic powers to fight Jason. There's some cool stunts in there, but it's really just boring. The movie's just really boring and dull. It's just it's more boring than part 2. It's the most boring Friday the 13th because the other ones, they're entertaining, or if it's bad, it's like, well, at least it's like interesting to watch. This is just like because they censored the kills, and I know that the MPA wanted them to censor it just so that they thought it would be okay for an R rating, but the previous movies got away with showing a lot, like part 6 and part 4 and 1. They had a lot of blood, and it was still R. I just don't know why they could have kept it in. It wasn't even that bad. Like, one kill was like, yeah, like the cut kill, it was pretty bloody, but whatever. There's my mom in the background. So just mind that. Yeah, that's really all my thoughts. It's just really boring and dull. So I think overall I'd give Friday Part 7 and New Blood get a 4 out of 10. Because there's that one decent kill. There's a couple interesting characters. Jason is awesome. But it's just really boring and dull. Kills are way too censored, and they always just cut. And they're off screen, and it's just... So that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow I'm going to do Jason Takes Manhattan. So this is J Spice Reviews, and I'm saying bye. Bye.